The ever companion creator, the guarantor of life and its taker, the one and absolute to the eternal vitality, who makes existence exist with his entity, and with the shore of his name the heavens and the earth stand with their vanity, the omnipotent, the omniscient, and the most wealthy of praises and variety. He rules the universe without the congress, the base of ox, jinn and mankind, Prophet Muhammad, may beneficial and salutation of Allah be upon him. The Mr. Chairman Sir, moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, members of the high table, invited guests, my co-debaters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good day to you all. I am Muhammad Saliu Abubakar by name, a student of A.S.L.I.S, Science Secondary School of Jama'atul Idalatul Bidia wa Iqamatul Sunnah. I humbly stand before you in this memorable occasion in order to support the motion which says that a single gender school are better for students, which I say yes, due to some certain genuine and genuine point of mine. But before I go direct into my point, let me define the key terms of the debate, which are single gender school and mixed gender school. A single gender school can be defined as an educational administered where the environment consists of only one gender, whether males or females. Example of single gender school include GGSTC Potiskum, GGSTC Potiskum, Gamande. While a mixed gender school can be defined as an educational administered where the environment comprised with both the males and the female gender. Example of mixed gender school include A.S.L.I.S, Chiroma Ibrahim, etc., etc. First and foremost, a single gender school can offer the advantages of fewer social distraction, which allow the student to focus more on their study. Also, a student that study in a single gender school interact much more confidently and freely, which they will be otherwise more comfortable. In addition, a single gender school allows both the boys and girls to learn and study on their own pace, gaining confidence in their ability without being compared to the other gender. Moreover, a single gender school allows the student to express their creativity and curiosity, which can lead them to the high level of achievement. While in a single gender school, the students are not getting ability to express their creativity and curiosity, which can lead a child to reduce his or her confidential level. Furthermore, a single gender school provides a less confidence to the student. A single gender school provides a high gender stereotype. A single gender school does not allow a student to focus on their study, while in a mixed gender school provide a more relaxed environment to the student. It provides a sport curriculum for both boys and girls. Also, a mixed gender school does not give the student ability to focus more on their studies, get girls less attention, while the boys get less help. But the boys and girls are less confident because they are ashamed to come in front of the class and say something that is wrong, because other than that may laugh to them. While in a single gender school, the student can express their ability without being afraid of any gender to laugh at them, because they are all in the same gender. With the viewpoint of mine, I hope I have been able to convince my opponent, listeners, beyond all reasonable doubt that a single gender school are better for students. Thank you for listening.
Excellent speaker, you really embarrassed me with your point, but let me add my own even in addition. May peace and blessing be upon to you in the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful, the creator, sustainer, narrator, provider, acceptor and forgiver, the one who passed me opportunity to be a student of A.S.L.I.S, Science Secondary School of Jama'atul Idalatul Bidia wa Iqamatul Sunnah. In fact, I may like to extend my special greeting to you special people at this special time, as the presence of Mr. Chairman Sir, the moderator, panel of judges, the accurate timekeeper, members of the high table, invited guests, my co-debaters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good day to you all. I, Abdullahi Husseini Murba by name, a candidate student. I stand here in front of you confidently, extensionally to oppose the motion which says single gender school are better for students, which I oppose the motion to say no, mixed gender school are better for for students. Before I go deep into the illustrations, let me define the key terms of the debate, which is single gender school and also misgender school. When we say single gender school, can be defined as a type of school that only one gender can participate in the sector of learning, while misgender school are the types of school that misgender participate in the sector of learning. First and foremost, the advantage of misgender school will never be expanded by speaking, because it is in short period of time. The history of misgender school is what covered all the global. Moreover, even the activities of the students that they are in misgender school and the one who they are in single gender school, there are many lot of difference. You must find the difference in terms of their dressing. You must find the difference in terms of their education. You must find different in terms of their activities. You must find different in terms of their calamity. You must find different in any places. Moreover, in Africa, we have more than 160 million populace. So, 160 million populace. In these populations, we have such as political gladiators, wealthy businessmen, countless professors and emeritus, knowledgeable writers, and abundant untapped resources compared to the old countries like Africa. And also, in this populace that we have, about of 100%, we have more than 99.9% misgender school in Africa. Moreover, a child that they are in misgender school are learn from their teachers a psychological activities, several studying activities, development psychologists. Upon a child that they are in misgender school are essential blends learned granted. There are several trends that they are inhabited, but mostly child that they are in misgender school are learned through the observation of their teachers. That is why teachers in misgender school, they are always behave more active in the presence of their students. Furthermore, even the leaders that they are leading Nigeria, since from the first leader, since the year of 1966, they have been supporting a misgender school. Since from Yakubu Gowon, Murtala Muhammad, Obasanjo, Shehu Shagari, General Muhammad Buhari, Babangida, Sean Ken, Sani Abacha, Abdul Salam Abubakar, Obasanjo once more, Umar Musa Adua, Jonathan, and also handed to President Muhammad Buhari. All they are supporting misgender school. And also, a misgender school can be create a competition between two gender, males and female. A female, they are always defined with what proverb says that all men can do, female can do it even better. In this regard, a man can say that I can never spare a girl to more than me, while a girl says that all men can do, I can able to do it even better. In that regard, the competition is occur between these two genders. And also, with this little following point of mine, I hope I have brain fit you, not brainwash you that misgender school are better for students. Thank you for listening.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. In the presence of Mr. Chairman, sir, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, members of the high table, invited guests, my co-debaters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all you are welcome. I, Adamu Abubakar Garbavanam, a student of A.S.L.I.S.S Science Secondary School of Jama'atul Izalatul Bid'ah, Waikamatu Sunnah. I stand here in front of you confidently and extensionally in order to support the motion which says that single gender schools are better for students. Yes, I agree with this due to some certain authentic genuine reason of mine. But before I go direct, in addition to what my first speaker says, single gender schools is a school that comprises one gender on it, either males or females. Really, I must realize that single gender school, it has more advantages, more beneficial and more merit. Number one advantages of single gender school create less pressure to the student. Number two, single gender school create less gender stereotypes. Number three, single gender school create more confidence to the student. Number four, single gender school create more academic performance to the student. While I must realize that single gender school, it has more disadvantages. Number one disadvantages of single gender school. Number one disadvantages of misgender school, raping case. Number two, loving. Number three, sexual distraction. Number four, less confidence to the student. Mr. Chairman, sir, all we are discussing about the topic of single gender school, but specifically from the supporting side says that we have countless professors and emeritus, knowledgeable writers, and abundant on-tap resources. Mr. Chairman, sir, what concern this with this topic of single gender school? I think it is wrong. I think it is wrong. You have to back it into our mind. And also you mentioned all Nigerian leaders. You say that all are supporting misgender school. You mean that all that leaders are graduate from the misgender school? That is totally wrong. Even General Muhammad Buhari himself, may Allah bless you, he graduated when he is in secondary school. He graduated from the single gender school, and also misgender school. And also, if you consider the history of Nigeria, the school that started teaching students in Nigeria, it is misgender school. With these people on point of mind, I hope I have been able to convince my opponent, listeners, beyond all reasonable point that I mentioned, to say that single gender school are more better for students. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Second speaker, from the opposing side.
All peace be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who create fire without tire, make it higher and also desire. So the Mr. Chairman of today's discussion, the moderator, the impartial panel of judge, the accurate timekeepers, my respective members of the high tables, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good day to you all. Before I proceed, I will like to briefly introduce myself. I Adama Idris Tiko by name, members of SS3C. I will like to strongly oppose the motion which saying that single gender school are better for the student. I'm not totally agree with that because of the following concrete genuine reason of mine. First and foremost, I will like to clarify some concept about the misgender school. Misgender school is promote better learning and social development. It promote opportunity for socialization, and also misgender school can prepare the student to the real world. The Mr. Chairman, sir, the most dangerous disadvantage of single gender school: number one, homosexual activities between men and men. Number two, the issues of lesbianism between female and female, according to Islamically, is prohibited totally. Moreover, misgender school is a part of education which contributes to the physical, social, emotional, and mental well-being of an individual through physical activities. Misgender school can encourage the student. Studies show that educational experience. In conclusion, I perceive misgender school is a way to educate some illiterates among the upcoming generation, preparing them to be a good ambassadors of tomorrow. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. You can speak from the supporting side.
In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful, in the presence of Mr. Chairman, sir, the moderator, panel of partial judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all you are welcome. I, Fatima Adamudai, by name a student of A.S.L.I.S, Science and Secondary School of Jama'atul-Izalatul-Bidiyah, Wake Amatul Sunnah. I stand here in front of you in order to support the motion which says that single gender school are better for students. In addition to what my previous speaker said, single gender school can create problem with sexual distraction. It creates an issue with academic performance. In single gender and mixed gender school, students can acquire bad behaviors, especially when they are in under 18 years. Furthermore, in single gender school, students achieving higher average and therefore higher education rate and increase in self-confidence and therefore less distraction from another sex. Another, having a school or a classroom with both gender can create distraction. Verily, the teachers that they are teaching in single gender school, they were not tired to enter the class because the student will pay their attention to the teachers, all like in single gender, all like in mixed gender school. Nothing of that thing will happen. Subsequently, in mixed gender school, students are used to engage themselves in some bad activities, especially when they come to the time of their graduation, like Mungode party, and it will affect their future. All like in single gender school, nothing of that thing will happen. In conclusion, with the viewpoint of mine, I hope I have been able to convince you, not confused, that single gender school are better for students. Thank you for it.
Thank you.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful, all praise due to Allah, Lord of the world, the most beneficent, the most merciful, master of the day of judgment. I thank for my Almighty Allah that give me ability, capability, and responsibility to stay in front of you in the presence of Mr. Chairman, sir, the moderators, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, members of the high table, fellow basters, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good day to you all. I, Fatima Yahya Usman by name, members of SS3C. I stand here strongly to oppose the motion. We say that single gender school are better for students. In addition to what my previous speaker says, single gender school build confidence for students can study together. They can talk to the opposite gender without any kind of fear. This may give them more confidence to talk in front of people. Similarly, mixed gender school, both males and females are always ready to develop their skills and personality. Still, mixed gender school provides a perfect avenue for healthy competition between males and females. Also, students may learn more in mixed gender school than they learn with members of their own gender. In conclusion, I hope I have convinced you, not convinced, that mixed gender school are more better and beneficial for students. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you. We are now at the revitalization. We are going to give you the first speaker from the supporting side and the first speaker from the opposing side. We are giving 20 seconds for the rebuttal period. The first speaker from the supporting side.
My dear opponent, let me come back to you. As you are saying, the problem of homosexual and lesbianism is mostly happening in a single gender school. It's not like that. Consider the situation that we are in now. Bear in your mind that whenever a person is, what he designed to do in his mind is what he is going to do. Mr. Chairman, sir, if you could consider in our street, in our local government, in our state, and even the world in general, we have homosexualism and lesbianism, which the lesbianism are used to indicate their
Sorry, the first speaker from the president.
Thank you for listening.
As you say that, I don't say that the leaders of Nigeria, they are educated in the misgender school. I'm only telling you that this representative, they are supporting misgender school. And also you are referring about the love. Love. A love is the attraction between everybody had. Not only students that they are in misgender school. Everybody can have a love in his mind. Don't refer to the students that they are in misgender school also. Thank you for listening.
SS3 spelling bee participant, please come forward on time.